I have a little update here on the Laurel and Hardy Model T Ford. I've got the chassis and the drivetrain joined back together again. I've cut the hood in half and well, 2/3, and then folded it up and re-glued it so it'll be showing as one side open. I've glued the tub to the frame of the running boards, and I've painted up the wood underneath. Get that started. And because this is going to be a weathered up old wreck, I've made a wire frame. I've cut some thin wire and into shape of the convertible top, and I've crazy glued it together here and here. And what I'll do is once this is set, I'll stretch some probably some paper towel or toilet paper over it, and with some white glue and black paint, and tear it a bit and make it look weathered. I'll have pictures to follow showing what I do with that. So what I've done is, once I had the wire frame in place, I took a thin sheet of toilet paper, placed it here on the wax paper, and brushed on some white glue, thin 50-50 with water. Then I lifted it up, placed it over the frame, and keeping the paintbrush wet, I just brushed it into place and poked a few holes here in the top and on the back. And once that dries, it'll harden, and then I can paint it. Well, this is a little mock-up of what came in the kit. I'll use the Laurel and Hardy figures in the new kit, which is molded in white, and this kit here in molded in black I'm going to do as a rusty barn find. I got this idea from watching a Chris Chapman video a few years ago. This is a picture of the kit he built and rusted it all up. I'm missing this lower seat cushion, so what I did is copied his method of wrapping a wire around a screw and making springs and making a frame out of some extra sprue. The first bolt I used was a little too narrow, so I started again with a wider one. So here's the rusty seat that I made. It doesn't have the cushion on it, just the frame with the springs. Of course it has to be painted up. The wire I used for the springs is from a twist tie, and it was already rusty, so it'll go in there like that. And I've got the convertible top. I've cut away the excess paper on that I've glued on. I used the one little square of one-ply toilet paper. I think it may be too thin, it may be too fragile to paint. I may have to put another layer or something like a paper towel, a little bit, something a little heavier over it, just so it'll stand up to some wear and tear. However, this is roughly what it's supposed to look like. It may not stay in place right away. They have to be fastened in place. I don't think it's going to. There it goes. You get a look before it falls over. So there's kind of what it's going to look like. Some light on the situation here. Not too bad. Pretty shabby, actually. So as I mentioned earlier, I'll be starting the Model T Ford build from the newer kit in the white plastic at the same time I'm doing the Laurel and Hardy kit. So this is a small mock-up of the figures in that kit. I haven't decided what to use for the back of the car yet, whether to use the turtle deck or the pickup bed, although I tend to be leaning towards the turtle deck at the moment.